for a life that is yours to lead.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, welcome to School Matters with me, Sumaya Khan. Alhamdulillah. It's finally the school holidays. Well, I always say lots of people put nazar. We no more got that 6 weeks. We got 4 weeks. Yes, Zach. You'll keep on saying teachers get such a long holiday. So we're a little bit depressed. But alhamdulillah, it's a holiday. We gave the children back to the parents, Well, it's a time, to pause, to breathe, and reconnect with our family, with our children, even with our homes. I think lots of teachers are spring cleaning right now. Well, take a deep breath, settle into this moment, and join us as we, talk honestly about the holidays. So, welcome to Holiday Harmony, surviving and thriving with kids, a space for parents, caregivers, and families navigating the joy, chaos, and lessons of the festive season. Well, tonight we share practical tips, real stories, and gentle reminders to help you not just to survive the holidays with your children, but to truly thrive together. And our guest is an educator. If I don't get her this time of year on School Matters, then School Matters just cannot take place. The beautiful, the stunning, we don't have drum rolls, but we just imagine that Reyhana Sayed, blogger, Delectables, and Creative Classroom Concept. Welcome to School Matters on a holiday.
Assalamu alaikum to you, Sumaya. And thank you for that beautiful intro. I hope, and I always say that, I hope it's from within me. I always say that when people compliment each other, I hope that it's what we reflect from the inside out. For me, it's always my passion for education. So even though I'm on holiday, I have to be a part of your program. Alhamdulillah.
Well, it's been going on for years now, so you need to come.
Yes.
So I won't ask you whether you've started spring cleaning or sorting out stuff at home, which you said, no, I'll wait for the December holidays.
Of course I have. I mean, everybody has. We only 2 days into the holiday, but already we're trying to get things done. Don't we feel robbed that we went away on Friday was our last day, but it's already a public holiday. It's like saying December's already into its 16th day.
And then we go back earlier than the kids.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think lots of teachers are a bit sad.
But as we said, tag your great parents. That's their turn now. And we hope that, inshallah, whatever we chat about today will be of benefit to our parents out there. Of course, if they have any questions, they're most welcome to WhatsApp you guys.
Exactly. Do you know, how's the heat?
It's Durban. It's humidity. Like, you want to say, can the humidity levels in Durban know that it's a 33% pass rate? It's okay.
Gosh,
it doesn't need to be any higher than that.
It's unbearable. I'm just dreading, like when we go back to school, we don't have air cons in classrooms. So we just melt and sweat, and there's large numbers. May the Almighty make it easy on all the educators.
Yeah. And we'll chat about that later on, about sun safety. I want to talk about that.
We will.
It's so important.
December holidays are finally here. No school shoes, no lunch boxes. I know lots of us parents washed them away, kept them away. Nowhere is your water bottle. So, so why do parents look forward to the holidays and, they secretly panic 2 days in?
It's true. I think they're already panicking. And I feel like, and I want to say this out loud, is that the school holidays supposedly only started the day, I would guess, that everybody had their awards day. That was probably the last day of school for children. For teachers, it was on Friday. Mm-hmm. But kids were at home from way before that. From like the beginning of November, when they had completed their assessments and whatever else they needed to do, they were already on holiday. So who do you blame for the fact that now we're already panic mode as parents because it's already so long of a holiday for them? I feel that also it's because our heads and in our heads, holidays look like slow mornings and calm children and quality family time. That's ideally what we think it is. But in reality, that routine has disappeared overnight long ago. I mean, way back in November. Kids wake up with nowhere to go and all that energy, unless parents already have something, for them to keep occupied. And that's why we're having, today. While parents are still running around with their school term exhaustion, they're already into back to school mode because they want to buy and they want to rush off and buy uniforms, and they want to buy stationery. They want to do everything
about
else
us?
that's back to school.
What about us?
What about us? Okay. Yes. So I think that the panic sets in when we realize that our children don't automatically know how to relax. And this is where they need that little bit of guidance, I feel. And although we love the idea of no lunch boxes, it is no lunch boxes and where's your water bottle and everything until your kid is asking you for a snack every 12 minutes, to keep
they're
busy.
hungry.
They're hungry.
They're hungry.
Yes.
They're hungry. Do you know, the holiday behavior shifts. Why do kids often become more restless, emotional, or extra once holidays start, even though they're meant to be relaxing? One thing is it true that behavior actually worsens when routines disappear? And, you think like, why does structure matter so much for children? You think about that famous thought, my child will never, and then suddenly they do.
It's nevering like they've never before.
So
Yeah.
why do holidays bring out behaviors we swear we'd never seen our own children?
Sumaya, children thrive on predictability.
Yeah.
Like, they want to know. So, and school provides them with a structure, provides us as adults even with the structure, as a teacher.
Sleep patterns go off.
Obviously, but we know there's a lunch break, there's a bell routine, so behaviors change
You're still
because
eating
children
at 10
feel,
o'clock.
yeah. So only at 9:30 when that bell goes, you're feeling for your coffee and you're feeling for, and adults, we thrive in that predictability as well. So children, they do feel a little bit unsettled, not because they want to be difficult, but because behavior is communication. And often it's a way of saying like, I need to help you to manage me. And I want a little bit of routine. And I want to talk more about that because routine without rigidity is very important. So without being rigid, it's still important to still put in, because everybody loves the holidays.
Yeah.
And we want our children to enjoy the holidays. We don't want them to be, like in a straight jacket all the time. This is the moments that we love for, to really make memories with them. You remember as a kid, what was the first thing that you did when you were on holiday? And don't tell me spring cleaning now as a kid, but like
you waited. I'm not going to mention the name, but you get that big box of biscuits.
Yes, and
that told you it's festive
season. And what
season.
about that compendium games that you bought that box and it had all the different sorts of games, board games in it?
Exactly. And I think for lots of people, December was for the children where parents got their bonuses, and that was the time you got things which you never get, and pick nuts, and you bought a board game. I think
you waited for that
and
moment.
Everybody,
yes,
I think when we were little, we used to love going to game. And now look at it. There's so many toy places.
Yes, and now, so when we talk about my child will never, but then now you're thinking, why is my child suddenly doing what they're doing? And we don't like to say and put a label on. I don't want to speak about temperaments as naughtiness. Never ever, because I find, and I really advocate for children, that we sometimes think that children shouldn't behave the way they do, yet we behave that way as adults. So I'll give you an example. You feel like, why are you so sulky and moody? You will ask your child. But as adults, how do we have bad days? So how come children are not allowed to? How come children are not allowed to? We want to just throw a tantrum now and again,
Yeah,
and
100%.
So when we speak about my child will never, yet holidays magnify everything. They magnify tiredness and hunger and excitement and emotions, and then there's the outings and the cousins and the screen time and the sugar and the late nights, and I could go on and on with a list of things that really just create. And suddenly you think, oh, my little angel is doing things that I didn't think that they would do.
Well, a message came through. Assalamu alaikum. Great show. I love this topic. Just to let you know that my 14-year-old, I thought my house was burning, but at 3 o'clock in the morning was frying samosas.
We speak about safety just now and about all of that.
Exactly.
if we had to explain temperament of a child in simple terms, it's how a child naturally responds to the world around him or her. So some children adapt easily to change. They love it. They love the change and they enjoy the noise around them. We refer to it as noise. But others, they feel overwhelmed. How often do we feel overwhelmed? I keep saying I'm going to avoid the malls or the shopping centers during this holiday period because I feel overwhelmed. But it quickly can lead to calm if you know what's happening around you and you know how to manage it.
Do you know, going to temperament, how do you know whether it's temperament or not naughtiness? You know, not all children experience holidays the same way. Can you explain temperament and why some kids thrive while others struggle?
So exactly as I just said, it's about how you deal with your emotion. So as an adult, it's perfectly okay for you to admit that, you know what, I'm not the perfect person and I shouldn't expect my child to be that way also. So yes, my child is allowed to, I always put it as, you're allowed to be this way and you're allowed to be this temperament, but you can't keep it there. You can't hold it there.
Yeah.
So the same with the children. You're allowed to have the Monday morning blues, and I'll say it. And I like to refer to classroom versus home.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to adapt that triangle, home, school, and work, and as a parent. So I feel that it's perfectly okay for you but just don't stay there. So you say to your child, I know you're feeling sad and I know you're feeling mad or whatever. It's fine. Have your moment, but don't stay there. And I think that's where temperament differs from being, oh, don't be naughty or whatever, like this is, and that term is something that I'm not happy using.
Do you know, what are some common holiday behaviors parents should understand as normal, not signs of bad parenting?
I think more clinginess. There's a lot of kids that cling to parents because now they don't have their school friends around them. They don't have their teachers. They don't have that routine. What about more energy levels? Hello, where do they get the energy from? Then again, even at school, it could be the whole day and have a full day. And then still going home, you still have so much to say to your friends, Whining. There's always that whining. And that nagging, that's perfectly normal. And then there's regressions. So regressions, I'm going to say, is that we even experience it in the classroom. So we're going to experience that when it goes back to school, that what we would have and expect from a child, we're not going to get that because, say, for instance, they haven't read anything. They haven't picked up a pencil the entire holidays. No judgment at all, of course, because that's how you want to be the parent, and that's perfectly fine. Teacher point of view, we're going to say, you know what, we're going to talk about routines and keeping routines and, and still reading and everything. But it doesn't mean that it's poor discipline. Not at all. Like I said, it just means that our children have still a whole month of adjusting to this holiday, and then of course adjusting to the fact that there is going to be a back to school.
So since you're talking about adjusting, how can parents adjust expectations when children are overstimulated, tired, or out of routine? That's like
so certain routines are mandatory and they should stay.
You
should keep sleep. Of course, I'm going to throw that out the window when the souk starts next week or whenever it is. Then you're going to want to say, no, don't keep your sleep patterns, But there are certain things that are non-negotiable. Salah is consistency. What are the things that maybe we chat about when we talk about getting them to relax? Bedtime, say in an hour's time. So an hour is a long time because children don't, and I'm talking little kids, they're going to think that whole hour is like, it's 3 hours for them, For you're manipulating it.
And even when you tend to tell them like you're going somewhere, you say, oh gosh, why did I even tell them? They start nagging. When we
there
go,
we
when
go.
we going?
Yes. These are the real stories we chat about. casual mornings. So really into it, just, keeping it calm and keeping it nice and casual, and then be flexible with activities. So, like you said, don't make a promise. I'm not gonna be able to fulfill it. And I think that this is what we call like soft structure.
Yeah.
So you're still having your structure, you're still maintaining the routines, but you give and take a little bit of it. And this is that it's not school, because remember, we're at home, but it's not chaos either. So don't be afraid to say, but don't, I always say, just don't sweat the small stuff, because now as an adult, how are we going to navigate this holidays if we're going to just be about kids are driving crazy? What am I going to do with them? Where's the teacher? Must I drop them at the teacher's house, or must I drop them at the school?
I had so many friends, colleagues, and even strangers contact me via school messages. Do you know where there's extra murals? Is there some classes where we can leave them?
And there's always lovely stuff. Do you know that earlier this year, it was one of the most simplest choices for an excursion, because I couldn't get anywhere more elaborate or anything. But what I did was that I took the kids to Mitchell Park.
Okay.
So it was my grade 2s, and we all went to Mitchell Park. And people would say, what are you going to do at Mitchell Park? But prior to that, I created a comprehension about the oldest tortoise in South Africa, Admiral. He's 121 years old, and there's and the kids knew everything about what they were going to expect. So this is where you create soft structure, and we did this whole comprehension about him and how he arrived in Durban in a small little cigar box, and he was that tiny, and how he's now 179 kilograms and whatever, how much he weighs and everything about it. And then when we got there, all the kids wanted to do was meet him.
Celebrity.
Do you know that I actually wrote to them and I said, please, can you make sure that Admiral isn't in some little corner hiding, because he's pretty old now. And they said, we'll try our best, but according to him, he's the boss and he decides what he's. But Shukar, he was there and he was out, he was eating, and the kids, and I'm taking this as an example because it's Mitchell Park. It's literally like 14 rand to enter. It's such an amazing experience. The jacarandas were in full bloom. Then we got to chat about that about 100 years ago. So I'm saying that there's purpose in these little moments that you create with our kids. And it's just that bonding, it's history, it's our heritage, there's so much to do.
Like, you think about if we're moving away from simple things. Look at the museum.
Yes.
It's like a.
And do you know that during school times, it's so hard to get a booking there, because to enter is free. So it only means that you just really have to brave the CBD, and you have to, take your kids there, and what a lovely bonding experience for them. So this is where we chat about, just giving them something that's not promising them big things, but promising them things that really will be of value to them.
And make memories.
Yes.
Routine without stay during the holiday, and which one can relax?
I think that routines, they equal emotional safety. I know for myself, I don't know about you, I don't know about Zach, what he feels about certain things. We just want to know what's happening. We want to be a part of that routine. So without it, our children can test our limits, because they're unsure where their limits are. So what's my limit to the amount of sugar I'm going to have for the day? You're just going to leave it all there, and you're going to say, there you go, have what you must.
But
they're not going to know that.
I think lots of parents are guilty. It's like, it's a holiday, you want a sweet, open the cupboard, take a sweet. You want ice cream, help yourself. It's like, go help, we're tired.
So you don't have to have this full timetable. You just have to have like little anchor points, like wake up time, can't go right into 12 o'clock now,
1
and,
o'clock, 3 o'clock.
and we've got Salah times
Yeah.
to work around. So that's the amazing one. You can say, you know what, go back to bed after Fajr, and then just relax. Certain things, like I said, non-negotiable. Salah, meal times, bedtimes. I always say that often, and I know a lot of parents do this, kids don't eat with their parents.
Yeah.
Because now the holidays are the perfect time to sit together as a family.
To eat.
To eat together, to read the dua before eating together, to just chat to each other, family time. And kudos to the parents who do that even during school schedule times.
A message came through. Reyhana Sayed, can we hire you to take care of our children? Well, we're taking a short ad break and we will continue.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
This Ramadan, make your dream of spending the blessed days in the sacred cities a reality. Join us for a spiritually uplifting Umrah experience during the most sacred time of the year. Enjoy quality accommodation close to the Haramain, comfort, convenience, and peace of mind when you travel with a trusted agency. Limited availability. Secure your booking today. Contact us now on 031 208 4222 and follow us on social media for further details. Let Ramadan be your time to reconnect, revive, and return spiritually fulfilled.
Come visit BYD Durban at 950 Umgeni Road. Explore electric and hybrid vehicles that offer comfort, safety, and long range. BYD is one of the world's largest EV and hybrid vehicle manufacturers. Drive and feel the power of
The Sufi Sahib family and Muhammad Jusub of Atomic Demolishers invites you and your family to the 133rd Urus Sharif of Khaja-e-Khajigan Khaja Gharib Nawaz Hazrat Sufi Sahib and Hazrat Shah Abdul Aziz Sufi Dadajan from the 19th of December till the 25th of December 2025. Friday 19th December Jummah program starting at 10:30 a.m. with Quran Khatam. Langar lunch will be served.
You are listening to School Matters with Sumaya Khan.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, welcome back to school holidays. I know it's the holidays, but we're helping you, Mom, Dad, Granny, for ideas what to do if you got the grandkids with you. Do you know when we're looking at lots of things, we were talking. Our guest in studio is Sister Reyhana Sayed. You know, we were talking about so many things what we can do. One of them is, why is boredom actually good? That's a good one. Why is boredom actually good? Just sitting and doing nothing.
I think that boredom sparks creativity.
Yeah.
There we go. Zach agrees with us. It sparks independence. So it really gets you going when you're all alone, and you have to have alone time. You have to have boredom time. You have to have, listen, I'm just going to sit on my own. I think it sparks problem solving so that you really in your own head, in your own space. It's when parents constantly fix the boredom, that's when children don't learn how to self-entertain. That is when they don't know, you know what, let me take a book. Let me take a puzzle. Let me take that puzzle or that book that I already have read so many times, but it was my favorite because now you are filling the spaces. We don't need to fill the gaps all the time.
Yeah.
We have to allow for spaces to be. The goal is to eliminate the boredom by letting our children navigate through it themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just some simple things.
Mhm.
Easy, low pressure activities, as you're mentioning. So why is boredom actually good for children? And why shouldn't parents rush to fix it? Well, you explained that to us. What are some creative activities that don't require expensive outings or perfect planning? And I think this is what parents think, that if I need to keep my children occupied, I need expensive outings or a perfect planning, or maybe that's just a trend in the mums club or something.
Coloring.
Hey.
Everybody loves to color, except boys, maybe. I don't know, but boys don't like to color. But what about like indoor obstacle courses, or we spoke about board games, baking. Oh, we could go on and on about baking together, roti together. Although even if you're buying it,
And I know, Mom, you're listening right now. The maid is going away, and you need to bake with your little one. They won't mess the kitchen.
So I think that if you really, I'm not saying super parent, but super parents are the ones who they know what they're going to do. So prior to that holiday, they know they're going to sit down and they're going to chat to their kids and they're going to plan. What are we going to do? This is where you're going to say, today you're going to do nothing. You're not leaving this house. We're not spending any money. Find
that sounds like
your day. PJ day. PJs all day is perfectly fine. I always say that as a teacher, you have to be sensitive to others, in the sense that you cannot take for granted that every single person is going to have gone away on a holiday. And we will chat more about traveling with children. But I feel that I like to say to kids when they come back from a holiday, don't write about what did I do during the holidays. It's insensitive. And I hope teachers are listening out there and they said, oh, she's so right about it. Rather say, can you give me 5 things that were the highlight of your holiday? And then I say, like, you can even say staying in your PJs the whole day. That's a highlight of your holiday. It's a highlight of every teacher's holiday.
Exactly.
I mean, just to chill, boredom at its best.
Exactly.
So yes, I think that when I spoke about coloring, and I said coloring, you can take it to such new levels. Coloring is an activity that kids can get bored with quickly, but they can also make that experience extremely interesting. For instance, if you bought that, that trestle paper that goes on the page.
On writing.
Imagine if you stuck that on a table and then you said you drew some pictures or whatever and you said go for it. What? You're coloring the table, you stuck it against a wall for your toddlers.
And hours can just go.
It's the mammoth of it. It's so big. It's so amazing. You could even relate that to having a little eating pizza party thing or whatever. Draw pizzas on it, and I'm thinking delectables now. Where you're going to.
Since you're talking about delectables, lovely recipes, quick holiday recipe moments. Let's talk quick wins. What are some easy child-friendly holiday snacks parents can make without stress?
My favorite, and I haven't made it in a while, is when you take like a slice of bread and you cut away the crust, and then I think it's called polony wrappers. I love to do it in Ramadan also. And you roll it out flat, and then you have like steamed sausages or polony or like Reyhanas or whatever it is. In those days, pink ones were the best ones for the kiddos. I think there are lots of butchers that have them. Then you butter them. And then you put some chutney or whatever over that. You butter that on also. Yes. And then you roll that, you wrap that Reyhana into it, and you pop it with like a toothpick. I'm trying to think like really,
fancy.
And then you pop it into your air fryer or your oven.
Wow.
And then you just get the most, amazing. And then, of course, we're going to talk Dawood's chicken, because those strips and chips are the best, and pops are the best. And you make your own little box and you say, these are my pops, mom's pops, mama's pops,
Exactly.
And so Air fryers are for the win.
True.
Only thing that if as they say, as adults, 1 minute you're young and you're free and you're happy, and the next minute you're into air fryers. For Black Friday.
I think life is so busy. We're looking for quick ways, fast, easy, where we're saving time in that way there. So that's a nice one. I think I'm going to try that.
It doesn't have to be Instagram worthy. I always say that. That it doesn't need to be that. You know what? There's so much pressure out there with the socials. There's so much.
Exactly.
And it really literally is just a little block of looking fancy, and there's chaos around it. And I think anybody on Instagram who posts their food or whatever would agree with it, that it's just that little block, that space.
Well, if you're listening right now, let me tell you something about Ray. Ray, I'm getting you the spur of the moment here. When we take our pictures, when we do shows at the souk and at School Matters, Ray does not use filter.
I don't.
You don't use filter.
Because when somebody sees me and they'll say, I see Appa, I know you from Instagram. And I'm like, somebody said that the other day. And I said, well, I hope I look like my profile picture.
But you know what? Since you're talking about that there, I know when I joined Delectables, we had the BlackBerry.
Yes. So going way, way back when it was BlackBerry.
So you watched how times have changed. But now when you think about it, on radio and social media, we talk a lot about this, what is real and what's not real, and the expectations and how that influences even parents and even children. Like I need this to do this, and I have to live here, I have to go there, I have to have
so you're going to see a lot of things on socials. You're going to see a lot of holiday stuff, and it's for you to choose and not to feel pressured. You want to navigate through those holidays really just without the pressure of everybody else showing you what, just as I said, that little block in that picture.
Parents will agree. Parents are also competitive among each other. Sometimes that happens. And you don't need to fall in that trap. Do what works for you. Mm-hmm. If you like making peanut butter and putting jam and cutting it, do it. You don't have to make that decadent phyllo pastry something.
When I was a kid, I only, as a teenager, I only took peanut butter to school every day, or egg bread.
Do you know what?
And we're never going to call it fancy things like say brochet bread.
I take that in the morning.
Bread,
That's my morning with a cup of coffee. Yeah, egg bread.
Yes.
So like talking now, they call it what do they call egg chutney now?
I don't know. Is there a fancy name?
Yeah, there is. It's what, shashuka.
Oh, yes. So yes, yeah.
I remember I had a guest once, and she said she did this. I said, sorry, I know. I said, oh, egg chutney. You know what? I think when you reach that time with you where you're not competing, it's just you and you're keeping it real, then you've reached it. And we need to teach that.
And your child appreciates, your children appreciate your realness.
Exactly.
I always say that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's something which is so important during the holidays. Safety without fear. Holiday comes with more outdoor play, swimming and traveling. What are the top safety reminders parents often forget when everyone's relaxed?
So I think that relaxation shouldn't come with being careless. I feel, I've said this before, that everybody's child is your child. I feel that in the malls, in spaces, in public spaces, it is so important as an adult, as a grown-up, to be observant of what is happening around you. Because the reality is that safety should be our utmost, when it comes to, it should be top priority on our list when it comes to anything. Water safety. There's no way a child should be let out of your sight to play in a pool on their own. What else is top priority? Sun protection.
Yeah.
Today was a scorcher. I mean, it said 33 degrees, but feels like 37.
Good day to washing day.
Okay, moms. But it comes with the risk of, are you willing to, yes, there are beach days, and yes, there are so many moments that we're outdoors, but you cannot risk your health and your safety of your kid's skin. Hydration is so important. There are so many schools out there who have a no fizzy drink policy.
You guys got that?
Yes. So it's, we say, I say be good to be bad. So Monday to Thursday you're good, and then Friday you can just be bad. You can have your fizzy drink and you can have your sweets or whatever. Just be good to be bad, and that's
But
the
a good
rule.
way of instilling simple, healthy, nutritional food,
Other safety things that parents shouldn't forget, I think it's that supervision should be even more during the holidays. Screen time. Watch what your children are watching. Do not be afraid. If your kids on social media, don't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm the parent. I'm going to parent this. I'm not going to just leave them as school going. It's a calm reminder that it really just works better than fearing that the rules can be explained with love. And that sticks longer, and they'll appreciate it.
And Ray, with so much going on, where times are changing, there's child trafficking, there's kidnapping, there's crime. Sometimes when you're out, we tend to forget that. We just need to be so vigilant.
Yeah.
And when we don't know, but there's so much of crime and so much, and the festive, they say it's silly season. So you also need to be, especially when you're in a mall.
I was in a mall the other day, and this little one, she was trying to get away from her mom. Okay, her mom was watching her from it, but I saw her and I gave her the look, and I was like, where are you going to?
Yeah.
And then when she smiled, I said, and don't smile at me, because you don't smile at a stranger, just, but it's so important just to watch out for every child, to be on guard with for our kids.
Exactly. That's so important. And another thing, traveling with kids, why does traveling with children feel harder than the destination itself? Are we there yet?
Feel that.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
I feel it's because children don't understand the logistics. They don't understand delays. They don't understand queues. They just feel, we on holiday and life is owed to me. I'm on holiday. This shouldn't be difficult. But this is where they constantly will feel tiredness and hunger, especially if you're traveling by car, which I don't think anybody does a lot nowadays, like the good old days, and we would go on road trips. But even if you're heading to an airport or something, the busyness, the hustle and bustle, not a lot of children like that. It's out of their comfort zone. It's out of their noise. The noise is too much. It's nice to prepare because you just label them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for your holiday. Have everything ready. It's just snacks. Whether you're going for Umrah, whether you're going for, just separate them.
You know what? You making me think, because last year this time around January, I went for Umrah and I did the exact same thing.
Perfect.
And my husband saying me, you overpacked. But you know what? In everyone's bag. So if you're on your own, open and take. Eat.
So I do that if I'm going to the cricket. So I pack for everybody. Everybody has their own little, snacks. Your little snack, your little wet wipe, it just helps you as an adult. It makes your child feel organized. It makes you not feel stressed, especially during your traveling times. And it just sets the expectation that I feel I'm organized. I'm in control.
Light moments. Let's be honest. What are some funny, relatable holiday parenting moments that reminds parents they're not alone?
The house is just cleaned, and when you look again, it's messed again. Am I right?
Gosh, like a bomb blast.
The snacks are vanishing. It's just like disappearing. Zach's laughing here. The siblings are fighting over the littlest things. These are realities. Sure. What else? It's like these moments just remind parents that they're not failing. They just have to parent. Parenting is never on holiday.
Moms are listening and saying, and they keep on saying, remember, there's no maid. The maid's only coming after the.
That's a message to tell us what's the funny moments.
Islamic values, naturally, how can families gently reinforce sabar, since you mentioned, like all of this is tested during the holidays. Shukar, kindness and togetherness during the holidays without a lecture.
I feel the holidays are the perfect time to grow your child's Muslim identity. We spoke about this over and over again, grow your child's Muslim identity. Show them what charity is. You guys are going to be going to the souk. I mean, I'm talking out there to our listeners. Make your child put into those jars, if you're going to call it jars, lillah, sadaqah, zakat, give, show them. There are salah facilities available everywhere. There are malls that have salah facilities. The souk's going to have, there's going to be just like everywhere. Make that a priority. Du'as. Get into the car, surahs, dua before traveling, dua before eating. All of those things, we have to make that, has to be part of our holidays. It cannot go out the window and then come back to school and then it's, okay, we'll do that.
A message also came through during the holidays. This is the time when our children tend to experiment with friends, with families, children from the neighborhood, just with kids, the ills of society. And this is when it's so important to instill values. Like
it's so important to be awake, stay awake. Eh? Zach's laughing.
Stay awake. So Zach, I hope you're going where you say you're going, huh?
So, and also remember that our children learn values best by watching us live them, not by being reminded. I say this every year.
Yeah.
Why do people leave their litter everywhere? If you
out of the car
or throwing it out of the car, your children are watching you.
Exactly. And when you think about it, everything has so much of litter, there's dirt around. So, we need to install that. That's so important.
So values should never be on holiday.
Exactly.
And please and thank you are still the magic words,
We spoke about why do children learn values best through lived moments rather than reminders. Let's look at reassurance for tired parents, especially the educator parents, the working class parents. Many parents feel guilt not doing enough, not enjoying every moment. What would you like to say to parents listening tonight?
I think you don't have to be perfect. Your presence matters more than your plans, more than any plans that you're going to make. To sit with your child, to laugh with your child. I mean, just think about it. There are some families who just laugh together. Your calm is more valuable than those activities that are going to drive you insane. These moments with your kids pass by so quickly.
Exactly.
So you have to enjoy your children, and even on the messy days, you have to say, Shukr, Alhamdulillah, I have these children, and they are mine, and Allah has given them to me, even though I'm the messy mom, I'm the tired mom, I'm the exhausted mom. Nice to take a time out. Don't give them time out, you take the time out.
So when we're going for coffee?
Without the kiddos. We'll have to call your sister.
Yeah, we definitely. Do if parents take just 3 things from this discussion, what should they remember this holiday season?
I think that they should no pressure. Okay.
Yeah.
You just have to, no pressure. You cannot pressure yourself. Dust if you must. Oh, it's my favorite poem ever. It's a shout out to our parents. It's just all about them. That dust if you must, it says, but wouldn't it be better to paint a picture or write a letter? Bake a cake or plant a seed. Ponder the difference between want and need. Dust if you must, if there's too much time, with rivers to swim and mountains to climb and nasheeds to hear and books to read, friends to cherish and life to lead. Dust if you must, but the world's out there with the sun in your eyes and the wind in your hair, a flutter of sunshine, a shower of rain. This day will not come again. That's
what a lovely
dust
poem.
if you must. I love that poem. That is my everything related to. It's my favorite. It's my
poem.
favorite.
entire family.
Well, I've learned to meal prep.
Yeah.
So even for myself, I feel that it's important to give time for yourself. And parents have worked and then take the holidays. Often people take leave for the school holidays, and then obviously for back to school. Obviously, we wish them everything of the best. And I said I'm a DM away. Just DM me and create a classroom concepts, and I'm always there to respond.
Well, definitely you're going to be at the souk with me. We have to do shows together, and you know what?
We're going to do fashion, and we're going to do shopping, and we're going to
food.
No, then it's a term. I'm not a shopaholic. I'm just helping the economy.
And what's the famous one? A lot of young
calories don't count on the weekend.
They use what they say. We're supporting home industry, so we don't make. That's a good one.
Yeah, where did you get this from? And I say, bought it from straight from somebody's bakery.
We'll still go and make it. Well, Jazakallah so much, and may you enjoy your holiday. And you got this natural glow, so I can see you really enjoying your holiday.
Alhamdulillah, for beautiful moments of holiday.
Alhamdulillah.
We work hard, man. Teachers, you know what? We are the envy of everybody. It's like, they go home 3 o'clock. No, it's not a whole
Nazar, we got 4 weeks
holiday.
holiday. No more 6 weeks. No more 6 weeks. Well, Jazakallah, that was Sister Reyhana Sayed, a blogger from Delectables, creative classroom, and an educator at Al Falah College. I'd like to thank Zach for making the show possible. As we round up today's conversation on holiday harmony, surviving and thriving with kids, let's remember that the holidays are not about perfection. And Reyhana mentioned that. They're about presence, being present. Our children may forget the gifts, but they will remember how we made them feel. Let's our words be kind, our patience be, intentional, and our homes be places of safety and mercy. Even on difficult days, small moments of love can leave lasting memories. As parents and caregivers, we are shaping hearts, not just managing behavior. May this holiday season bring peace into our homes, strength into our parenting, and harmony into our families. From me, Sumaya Khan, thank you for tuning into School Matters. Yes, it's holidays, but School Matters is still on. Until next time, next week, take care and enjoy your holidays. Assalamu alaikum.